Okay, ma. Our next topic discussion on evolution of heart in all higher animals. See, actually here evolution of heart occurs gradually from two-chambered heart. See here I have given pictures. So see here two-chambered heart. This is the heart in fish body. Actually, so during course of evolution, so the heart is gradually turned to be single circuit heart, gradually turned to be double circuit heart gradually turned to be different. Okay, single circuit, double circuit, two circulatory hearts. So in earlier days, so in some organisms only two chambered hearts are present. Those two chambered heart can supply efficiently the blood in body parts. Okay, so two chambered heart can sufficiently supply blood in some peculiar organisms only. Okay, so that is especially fish. So according to the fish body, so the two chambered heart can efficiently supply blood. But here frog, if you will see, in the frog, two chambered heart does not supply sufficiently blood to all the body parts. At the time, automatically, the two-chambered heart gradually evaluated into three-chambered heart. Okay, so that's all. See here, first let's see here, fish. One circuit means what? Single circuit. So two-chambered heart, see, one ventricle, one auricle. Okay, so auricle to ventricle, the blood. See here, like this way, we will see like this way. Okay, so here, ventricle, auricle to ventricle blood pumps. From the ventricle, the blood like this way. It's supplied to throughout the body parts, like this way, throughout the body parts. That's why it is called single circuit circulation. Actually, single circuit circulatory system is efficiently supplies oxygenated blood throughout the fish body, only in fish body only. So this two-chambered heart in frog body does not supply oxygenated blood throughout the body. That's why, so in evolutionary changes, automatically this so auricle automatically this side evolutionary changes, this side little bit extent happened, so another auricle is formed. In such cases it is right auricle, this is left auricle, right auricle and left auricle. Okay, so generally in fish the respiratory organ is gills. See, from the auricle ventricle blood goes, from the ventricle, so the blood is supplied to various body parts. Okay, like that. So various body parts supplies and utilizes oxygen, then carbon dioxide is entered into the blood, that deoxygenated blood again entered into the auricles. From the auricles the blood is entered into the ventricle, from the ventricles it goes to the gills. In the gills deoxygenated blood becomes oxygenated. Why? So gills contains excess amount of oxygen, so through ventricle deoxygenated blood entered into the gills for oxygenation. So in the gills deoxygenated blood becomes oxygenated, then oxygenated blood transported through this transported and supplied to all the body parts and utilizes oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide again enters into the blood. So from all the body parts, the deoxygenated blood again enters into the auricle. So like this way. So about this fish, actually here much information is there. So in basics topic, so some basic information only I am saying that. So depth information about fish we will study in after first PUC admissions. Okay, frogs. So see, frog, it is belongs to the amphibian. Everybody knows that amphibians. So amphibians, two circuits means what? Generally the amphibian body like this, heart like this way, the amphibian heart is like this way. In this one, auricle, right auricle, left auricle, here ventricle. So in the frogs, amphibians, the circulation is double circuit. Two circuits means what? Double circulation. That means what? One time from heart to lungs. From heart to lungs. One time from heart to lungs for oxygenation. Oxygenation. When deoxygenated blood becomes oxygenated, then from the lungs, the blood again entered into the left auricle. From the right auricle, the blood goes, deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs. In the lungs, deoxygenated blood becomes oxygenated. Thereafter, this oxygenated blood again entered into the left auricle. So the left auricle opens into the ventricle through a small aperture. Here, small hole will be there. That hole is called hole or pore. Through this pore, oxygenated blood is entered. So right auricle, so always receives deoxygenated blood from various body parts. So that is called right auricle. So right auricle, this deoxygenated blood sends to the ventricle. In the ventricle, deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood both are entered into the ventricles. Here the blood is mixed. Okay, that's all. So like this way, three-chambered heart is there. Three-chambered heart. So here, one very important point. So if I will teach that point, you may understand or not, I don't know. So actually here, sinus venosus, sinus venosus, sinus venosus. It is one part is associated with the amphibian hearts. Sinus venosus. So here in exams generally, actually, if you start to use syllabus, then easily you will understand. Before this, some introductory part will be there. So if you learn the topic automatically, sinus venosus, you will understand. Here, sinus venosus. Sinus venosus. So sinus venosus is formed by like this. It is a triangular structure. So it is a triangular structure. It is a triangular structure. So this is called sinus venosus. Sinus venosus. It is, these two are two precaval veins. It is one precaval vein. It is one precaval vein, two precaval veins, one postcaval vein, postcaval vein, caval vein. Two precaval veins, one postcaval vein, together unite, combined, and forms a triangular shaped structure. It is called sinus venosus. It is associated with the heart. So how it is associated here, I will show one part. Have a look on this. See here, sinus venosus. See, like this way. Actually, frog heart is like this way. Here, like this. Two precaval veins. It is one precaval vein. It is one precaval vein. It is one postcaval vein. So see, two precaval veins, one postcaval vein togetherly combined and forms a triangular shaped structure. This is called sinus venosus. Sinus venosus. About sinus venosus, most information you will study in PU syllabus. So actually here one more information. This sinus venosus is absent in human beings, birds, etc. Okay, the sinus venosus is associated with only amphibians. So that's a three-chambered heart, two auricles, one ventricle. Okay, that's all. See here. So from the ventricle, so deoxygenated blood. From the auricles, blood is entered here, entered into the ventricle. In the here, mixed, the blood is mixed. Okay, that's all. That is here. From the auricles, blood, oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood both are here mixed. Here one part will be there, that is called conus venosus. Okay, so one part conus venosus that will separate the mixing of deoxygenated oxygenated blood. It separates deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. So only oxygenated blood is supplied to various body parts. So various body parts utilizes this oxygenated blood and then releases carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is entered into the blood. So this carbon dioxide through the blood entered into the auricles. That is called deoxygenated blood. Okay. So from the auricles, the deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs for oxygenation. Okay. That is the evolution of heart in amphibians. Two-chambered heart gradually evaluated into three-chambered heart. Next, here one more information: crocodiles. Okay, so crocodiles, it is belongs to the reptiles. Reptiles, the creepers, the animals which creep on land, those are called creepers. Okay, so here two circuits, even lungs also, sorry, even reptiles also the heart is two double circulatory heart. One time it goes to the lungs for oxygenation, from heart to lungs. From this is heart. First time from heart it goes to the lungs for oxygenation. Thereafter from the lungs the blood is coming to auricles, from the auricle to ventricle. From the ventricle the blood is goes to various body parts. From the various body parts the blood again comes to auricles. That's why even in reptiles also the blood circulated from heart. First time heart to lungs. Second time from heart to various body parts. So first time, second time. That's why this kind of a circulation is called double circulation. This kind of a heart is called double circuit circulatory system. Okay, that's all. So this is crocodiles. Here one thing we have to discuss. One point we have to remember here. Reptiles, generally in the reptiles, incompletely divided four-chambered heart. Fourth chamber is incompletely divided. So see here reptiles. In the reptiles, so it is for our understanding like this one. Okay. It is right auricle. It is left auricle. It is right ventricle, it is left ventricle. So the fourth ventricle is incompletely divided, except crocodiles. Except crocodile, remaining all reptiles, heart is fourth chamber is incompletely divided heart. So that is called reptiles inflammation. Four chamber. In crocodiles, four chambers are there, but in reptiles only three chambers hearts are well developed. Fourth chamber is incompletely divided. Next, birds. So two-chambered heart is evaluated into three-chambered heart. Three-chambered heart is gradually evaluated into four-chambered, but fourth chamber is little developed. So four-chambered here, fourth chamber is not fully developed. So from this incompletely divided four-chambered heart is gradually developed into completely divided four-chambered heart. Even in birds also, birds means what? Aves. In the aves, first time from the heart, the blood goes to the lungs for oxygenation. Next, from the lungs, the blood is again comes to the heart. From the heart, the blood goes to various parts of the body. Okay, so from the heart, the blood is circulated out to two times. It is first time for lungs, second time from heart to various body parts. That's why this kind of a heart is called double circuit heart. Double circuit heart. This kind of a system is called double circuit circulatory system. So this is the important definition in first PUC. On this one big concept only is there. Okay, ma? That is here two circuits means what? Double circuit. Four chambered heart means what? In birds, aves, the heart is fully developed with four chambered heart. See, it is right auricle, it is left auricle, it is right ventricle, It is left ventricle. In this heart, there are other blood vessels, other veins, which will play a major role in the circulation of blood. That is what you will study in future. See, from the auricles, the blood going to the lungs for oxygenation. So from the lungs, the blood is entered into the auricles. From the auricle, the blood is entered into the ventricle. From the ventricle, the blood goes to various body parts. Various body parts utilizes oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is combined with blood. So this blood along with the carbon dioxide again entered into the auricle. So that's all. See here, for our understanding, so little bit enlarged diagram I will draw. So this is in blood circulation. See here, always auricles are smaller size, ventricles are bigger size. So this is right auricle, this is left auricle, this is the right ventricle. Okay, right ventricle, left ventricle. So from the right auricle, the blood is entered into the right ventricle. From the left auricle, blood is entered into the left ventricle. Okay, so this is called deoxygenated blood. Right auricle always receives deoxygenated blood. Right ventricle always receives deoxygenated blood. Left auricle always receives oxygenated blood from the lungs. So from the left auricle, the blood is entered into the left ventricle. That is called oxygenated blood. This oxygenated blood is supplied to various body parts. Okay, that is here shown. That's all. Okay, ma. Next here, mammals. Almost all the mammals, including human beings, circulates 2 times. Already I said many times. So that is also diagram, perfect diagram I will show. Before showing that, here I will show a simple diagram. So auricles always smaller in size. Right auricle, left auricle, right ventricle, left ventricle. So it is always receives deoxygenated blood, deoxygenated blood, oxygenated blood, oxygenated blood. So comparatively, both the ventricles, left auricle is thicker and muscular. Muscles are present. Comparatively, right ventricle, left ventricle is thicker and muscular. Left ventricle is thicker and muscular. Because, can you say anybody, ma? Anybody say? Why? You might have studied in lower class, 8th, 9th, 10th. But it is the information again you will study in first POC. 15 marks weightage is there in first POC about this topic. Why left auricle is thicker and muscular than right ventricle? Can anybody say? Is anybody can say? Type and say that it. Okay, that's all. See, so from the right auricle, the blood is entered in the right ventricle. From here, one pulmonary vein. Already I said pulmonary vein. So it is right pulmonary vein. It is left pulmonary artery. Sorry, it is right pulmonary artery, left pulmonary artery. It is open into the left side lung. It is open into the right side lung. So in the lungs, the blood is oxygenated. The oxygenated blood entered into the left auricle. From the left auricle, it is entered to the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, one more blood vessel is raised. That is called systemic trunk. This systemic trunk supplies blood. This systemic trunk supplies oxygenated blood throughout the body parts. But right ventricle supplies blood only to the lungs. Lungs is, however, located near to the heart. That is the reason. Now only I said right ventricle than the right ventricle, left ventricle is thicker and muscular because left ventricle supplies blood to all the body parts up to lower body, barefoot to toes and head. That's why this must be thicker and muscular. But right ventricle supplies blood just near to the lungs. Therefore, than right ventricle, left ventricle is thicker and muscular. Okay, so circulation is double circulation. One time from heart, it goes to the lungs for oxygenation. Next, from lungs, it goes to heart. From the heart, it goes to various parts of the body. So from heart, the blood goes first time to the lungs, second time to the body parts. That's why it is called two circuits, double circuits. This kind of a heart is called double circuit heart. This kind of a system is called double circuit circulatory system. So yes, I will say, okay, right auricle, left auricle, right ventricle, left ventricle. So from the right auricle, the blood goes to the lungs for oxygenation. From the lungs, the blood is coming to the auricles. From the auricle, it goes to the ventricle. From the ventricle, it goes to various body parts. From various body parts, deoxygenated blood goes to the auricles. Okay, that's all. A means atrium. Atrium, nothing but auricle. You can call atrium. Atrium also called auricle, ventricles. Okay, ma. So someone asked two doubts. Let me clarify those doubts. What is humidified? Humidified means moist. Okay, so moist. When the air passes through the mucus layer, air is humidified. Air is humidified. Air is humidified, moist, and its temperature is adjusted to our body temperature. Simply means moist. See in frog, here in frog, so the circulation, the blood is circulated to see from here, from lungs it comes to the auricles. From the auricles it is entered into the ventricles. Next, so auricles always receives deoxygenated blood. Ventricles receives same blood here. Auricles, from the lungs, auricles receives oxygenated blood. This oxygenated blood enters into the ventricles. But here one part will be there, that is called conus venosus. Conus venosus. This conus venosus will prevent the mixing of deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood. Okay, so that here actually auricle is ventricle is in the ventricle, there was no partitions. Blood is entered into the ventricle, but in between these two, one blood vessel, pulmonary artery is started. In the pulmonary artery, at the origin of the pulmonary artery, there is a part that is called conus venosus. This conus venosus prevents the, yes, like septum. Okay, like septum, but not a septum. Okay, so this conus venosus prevents the mixing of blood. Okay, so mixing of blood and supplies pure oxygenated blood to body parts. Okay, ma? That's all. So next here, in the case of birds and mammals, we can say that it is called, so this is right auricle, left auricle. Both are separated by a septum. Septum means wall. That is called right, that is called interauricular septum. It is called interauricular septum. Interauricular septum. Like that, in between the ventricles, one septum will be there. That is called interventricular septum. Interventricular septum. Okay, so this is called interventricular septum. At the same time, so this much information you will study in higher classes in the sense first PUC. So that much depth now I can't go. So that's all. This is the comparative anatomy of vertebrate hearts. Like this way, single circuit heart, that means what? Two chambered heart gradually evaluated during course of evolution. Finally, so four chambered hearts are formed. So comparatively, fish and mammals. So if mammals have two chambered heart, so that two chambered heart cannot supply sufficient amount of oxygenated blood throughout the body parts. That's why automatically these two chambered heart so evaluated into three chambered gradually evaluated into fourth chambered. Okay, so during course of evolution, according to the body requirement, some parts are evaluated, some parts are disappear. For example, if we will consider human beings, generally here frog contains a pair of eyes. So those eyes are covered by a membrane. That membrane is called nictitating nictitating membrane. Okay, ma? See, nictitating membrane. So this nictitating membrane covers the frog eye. Due to the presence of nictitating membrane, the frog can effectively see the surroundings, even deeper layers of the water. My dear students, note this point. So eye is covered by nictitating membrane, especially in frog. So due to the presence of that nictitating membrane, the frog can clearly see the surroundings, even deeper layers of the water. Such type of a nictitating membrane in our ancestors, even human beings also occurs. In human beings also it was occurred. But due to that nictitating membrane, so little problem is there. We are unable to see surroundings. That's why in course of evolution, that nictitating membrane was disappears. So like that. So what are the organs we use more? Those are developed in next generation. Which are the what are the organs are not used? Those are disappeared. For example, in olden days, atavistic organs. Atavistic organs, nothing but atavism. Atavism. Atavism means what? So newly born baby had a small tail on pelvic bone. Pelvic bone. That is also called coccyx. Coccyx bone on backside of our lower dorsal cavity. That newly born baby had a tail. That is called atavistic organ. That phenomenon is called atavism. In higher classes, you will study. So evolution. So during course of evolution, whatever the organs are used more, those are evaluated. Whatever maybe the organs are not used, those are disappear. So here, some students ask doubts, ma. So why should be thick cursor? What is why it should be thick cursor? What thicker, ma? I think so. Today I said thicker in the sense muscular. Yes, only. So right ventricle, left ventricle. So the left ventricle supplies blood to far away parts. It is SEMA here. It is right auricle. It is left auricle. It is right ventricle. It is left ventricle. The left ventricle. See. So already you might have studied in lower classes from the left ventricle. So here, this is called systemic trunk blood vessel. It is. So through this systemic trunk, the blood is pumped to various body parts up to barefoot. So this left ventricle supplies blood to far away places, distant places, so that the left ventricle is thicker and muscular. Diagram I will show. Perfect diagram I will show. Okay, na? That's all. So right ventricle supplies blood. Right ventricle supplies blood just to the lungs through pulmonary. From here onwards, from right ventricle, one artery arises. That is called pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. That is called pulmonary artery. Okay, ma? So these are all the details you will learn soon. Wait, ma. That is. So that is why this is the thing. Next, sir explain about. Okay, that is finished. Next, what is role of thick muscles in supply of blood? That only, ma. Now already I said thick muscles supply of blood. So thick muscles around the ventricles, muscles are there. Right and left bundle branches. Those are all the muscles are called Purkinje muscles. Purkinje are Purkinje fibers. Okay, so these fibers helps in supplying blood and also sends electrical signals. Electrical signals, you may be shocked. So our heart requires some electrical signals. Those electrical signals are sent by one node is there, that is called sinoatrial node, short form SAN, that is called sinoatrial node. That sinoatrial node can generate action potential. Action potential means electrical potential. So that's all. Sir, like, sir. Next, one more. Can deoxygenated blood vessels directly contact with the vein? Deoxygenated blood vessels. Ma, so here the question I'm not getting clearly. Ma. Deoxygenated blood vessels won't be there. Ma. Deoxygenated blood directly entered into the right ventricle. Okay, ma. So in that question, see, I am saying deoxygenated blood vessels won't be there. Ma. Deoxygenated blood vessels are deoxygenated blood vessels directly contact with the ventricle. No, ma. Yes, I understood your question. So, sir, can deoxygenated blood vessels don't directly contact with the ventricle? See, ma, here. See here, deoxygenated blood vessels in the sense what? Pre-caval veins, post-caval veins. Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. Those are called deoxygenated blood vessels. So those are connected to right auricle. Those will bring deoxygenated blood. This is called superior vena cava. Superior vena cava. You might have studied. So here one more will be there. This is called inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. These veins, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, brings deoxygenated blood to the right auricle. So right auricle opens into the right ventricle through a aperture. Through this aperture, that deoxygenated blood is entered into the right ventricle. Okay, ma, this is the pathway. But these are not directly contacted with the ventricles. Okay, ma. Side in case of frog. In case of frog also, ma. Okay, that's all. Sir, vessels like pulmonary veins, pulmonary artery, aorta, vena cava are same in frog? No, ma. So, nichrosome is separate, pulmonary vein is separate, pulmonary artery is separate, aorta are separate. Okay, vena cava are separate, all are separate. Ma. See here, okay. Pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein brings pulmonary vein from lungs. It carries oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood. So pulmonary artery from auricle, it carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Okay, ma? These two are separated. Next, aorta from the large aorta, from the heart, aorta supplies oxygenated blood to various body parts. So caval veins are, these are separated. So two pre-caval veins, one post-caval vein, these are brings blood from various body parts to the right auricle. Okay, ma. So these are all separate, ma. Next, one more question. Can we name the vessels in frog as human vessels? Yes, yeah, why not? Sure. Sir, why there is another blood vessel in crocodile? Why there is another blood vessel in crocodile? See, ma, here, why another blood vessels means what? Crocodile body depends upon body pattern. Okay, if extra blood vessel is there, then only it can supply sufficient blood to all the body parts. Okay, that is the reason. Okay, that's the next here. One more. Okay, so here this is the matter. So this matter up to now I said that fish, amphibians, in that picture whatever is there, that is what matter here will be there. Next, external features of human heart. So up to now whatever parts I said, those are all the parts here. Correct picture it is ma. So this is the correct picture. Okay, so that's all. So see here this picture. See I said up to now. See, superior vena cava. This is the superior vena cava. This superior vena cava brings deoxygenated blood from upper body parts, neck, head, and it is opened into the right auricle. Right atrium, nothing but auricle. Next, it is, see, right auricle is larger, left auricle is small. See, it is called left auricle. Okay, that's a left auricle. Okay, that's all. See, right auricle receives deoxygenated blood, and right auricle receives deoxygenated blood from the superior vena cava and send this blood to the right ventricle. Right ventricle. So, right, this is called right ventricle. From this hole will be there. Those are all the parts in this picture they will not show. Okay, So right ventricle. Through this hole, deoxygenated blood entered into the right ventricle. See here, left ventricle.